Well, hello there. Welcome to morning. This is a cup of coffee. Yeah, y'all know what today was supposed to be.
Am I upset? No, I am not. A little,
But we have some my live stream last night. Naturally, right when I started, nobody really shows up right away. I've got to get the percolations out. I got to get it on the social medias. But it took till like when the pizza finally came, when folks were showing up. I was able to chat, eat pizza. Didn't actually get much of my refreshments done until after the live stream. By that point, I was But anyways, so yeah, we all know what today was supposed to be. Game day vlog. Not me sitting in an NFL fan jersey drinking coffee at 9:15 in the morning. But Theo, what happened? Well, first of all, let's say I'm a middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. This is a Carolina Panthers jersey. I wear number 44. Yes, I'm very aware that number 44 is Jay Jensen. But it has my last name on the back. Awesome. When I broke my collarbone many years ago, at this point, I felt really bad. And then it lessened when one of my other teammates broke their collar. I do not like bonding and suffering, I guess, would be a weird way. Finding crap that you've also gone through. I understand it's a thing that happens amongst humans. I try not to focus a lot on it. However, so since, if you guys are wondering, I forgot I explained a lot of this on the live stream last night. Link there if you want to watch all 3.5 hours of it. Somewhere in the middle, I'm actually chatting with people. But anyways, most of the time I'm playing WoW because I get bored. But anyways, so why is there not a game day vlog today? Well, as the Dutch like to say, force majeure. Dutch? I live in Amsterdam. That's Amsterdam out there. I play for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That's in the Netherlands. I play Euroball. That's a replica Panthers helmet. That's my actual game day helmet. Blah. So in the States, people will call it an act of God. Technically, a force so out of your control happened. Here's the sequence of events, and this is starting to have when the Thursday when practices were canceled way back in 2020. Feels like forever ago, and I'm literally only talking about 18 months. Because gemeente, which is the Dutch word for municipality, gemeente Hilversum, we rent our field from them. It's how the system works here. They wanted to replant the field and make the grass, because we'd been tearing it up, and with rain and storms and football practicing, it just needed to be redone. But it's a grass field, so it needs to get the actual roots down in it before a bunch of 80 to 100 kilo guys go running all over it with a bunch of cleats, running into each other and body slamming each other. So that is not a problem, because that is a force majeure, act of God. The municipality is taking a long time growing the grass of our field. There are multiple other fields in this entire country. So the first part of our season was going to be switched from home games to away games. No problem. Except our first game, the schedule came out, and the team that we were playing first ran out and reserved their field, because not everybody owns their own field. So they had to reserve their playing field. They scheduled an away game immediately, but they didn't have to reserve a field for us, because it was supposed to be a home game. The moment that schedule came out, we were like, we can't use our field, at least for October. The team we were playing, the Panthers, did not reserve their field. And only after the fact did they realize they needed to reserve it, because we did not have an open field. But then they couldn't reserve their typical field down in Amsterdam West. So we were going to play them at Crew Field, which is fine. It's a lined American football field, yada yada, it's turf. Because the Crew, who are playing a game this weekend, have an away game in Lelystad. Here comes another force majeure. And I'm saying that a lot because it makes me feel better than act of God, because atheist. Anyways, then you have probably gemeente Lelystad, or the refs, or somebody who cancels the field, found out that yesterday morning, for me, it would be Saturday morning, the field was not going to be ready for this weekend. So Lelystad said, we can't use our field. Crew's like, that's okay, we have ours. You see where this is going. The Panthers, who are going to use the crew field, have now been bumped off by the owners of the field. And they do not have a backup. Our head coach is attempting to reschedule the game rather than just force them to forfeit. Because according to the rules, they bungled up and should have to pay a fine, and we get a win of 20-0. That's empty. It's on them, but it's empty. And I get it. I completely agree with him. That, you know, I don't want to get to the Tulip Bowl by any other means than playing football. Now this goes into something I talked to our fullback last night, because live stream, you know, not many people talking on the live stream, so I was talking in WhatsApp. Cool. So there were 3 games supposed to be played this weekend. Crusaders, Lelystad. So I would say Amsterdam Lelystad, but we have Amsterdam Crusaders and Amsterdam Panthers. Technically, I think it's qualified as the Amsteland, the Amstel country, whatever. So we're going to go with Crusaders Commanders, and that game had to get moved. Completely fine. Normal things like that happen around here. And then we have the Hurricanes Panthers, and that has been twice rescheduled because Hameta Hilversum messed up ours. That's fine. Normal things happen. And then the Panthers tripped, and then face planted, and then tripped again. So the remaining game was Groningen at Almere. So the Giants versus the Phantoms. The Giants, so last night, says here on gridiron.nl, if you guys want to watch that stuff, you will have to use your browser to translate. They do not write in English. Giants could not field a team, so they forfeited this game. They're hopefully not. The Flevo Phantoms, Groningen Giants match will not be played on Sunday either. Groningen Giants are not yet at war strength and therefore have to drop the game. They receive a flat fee under the regulations. This means that the Phantoms officially win the match 20-0. But it is a win. But is it a win? It's a win in the ledger. It's not a win in the hearts and minds. Of 3 games that were supposed to be played this weekend. Okay, sorry. It is like 2 o'clock and I have some information. Following various things. This is a momentary cut-in. We will go back to earlier this morning in a second. So yeah, Rotterdam and Falcons are actually also playing today. So there are 2 games of the 4 that still are playing. I was a little wrong on that part because I forgot about them. I know that sometimes there's, just to add a little bit more insult to injury, not only was Groningen canceled because they couldn't get a lot of people either to the game or just to muster up enough, their youth game was canceled too, while they were at the field, because the ref said these jerseys with the other team look too similar to each other. Groningen got new jerseys that look too bright for Flevo's, or the Island, I think their youth team is a combined team, is also very light colored. So the refs, canceled the actual youth game and went home. And so the youth teams are like, but we can see the difference. And the ref's like, man. So they left. And so they did a little practice scrimmage against each other. Like, well, we're here. That's right. Let's head back to this morning so you guys can hear the rest of the news. One of which because the team was ill-prepared. Both teams are ill-prepared for different reasons. All the teams in the Netherlands are suffering to an extent for players. Because we went so long, people felt they were out of shape and didn't want to come back. In the process of stuff, they moved. They just, 18 months without much of anything is a long time. Especially if you get a better job or if you have a kid, 2. Suddenly you're like, I can't really be risking myself all that time. And some people probably felt idle during that time and want to get back out so we could have a refresh of players. But with a lot of the problems with the university cities, like Groningen, they don't get to recruit some of the university kids because it's awkward. We're having a subtle talk video. I don't know what to do today. I'm not down and out. I'm a little hungover. A lot to drink last night. Will the Panthers game be an official forfeit? I don't know. But it's not looking good. My head coach at the end huddle with crew and Hilversum, at the end of the scrimmage last week, said that Crew and Hilversum are one of the stronger member-wise teams in the entire Netherlands. We've had 5 lower division teams come together and create 2, just so they could play in the lower division. I have seen some folks take pictures of their other teams and like, look, we all have this at practice. And my experience with YouTube and taking photography shows that's an image to make it look like there's more than there actually is. Like, they got everybody on screen and said, oh, look, a few of your receivers, that's 4, probably all you got. But like, there was a scrimmage before with 2 teams, I forget who, and somebody went out and watched the game rather than come to our practice. Oh, well, my knee hurts. Fine, whatever. At least you scouted the enemy teams on their scrimmage rather than come to practice. You know, you did some good. But they, you know, like the line of that team was not hefty, and the other team showed up with like 19 people. But it was just a scrimmage, so everyone, but that's the thing is, teams are, like I said, when Crusaders and the Hurricanes are one of the stronger teams, member-wise, in the league. But that's why I was like, am I upset? No. A little, but. I mean, and there are teams that are put together down in the lower division. It's like there's a level of the Netherlands that everybody's sort of at, and there's like, what, you know, there technically should be 3 levels. There's where half the teams in the lower division are, the other half of the teams in the lower division, and then part of some of the teams in the Eredivisie, and it's strange because there's 16 functional teams, so it's better to have 2 8s. If we had a full 24, we could maybe do 3 8s and start shuffling some teams around. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of a day. Apparently we're going to have some people going out and watching Crew Commanders at the Crew Field because they live out near that area. I'm not heading out. I'm going to be on a mournful day because I could have been playing football today, but no. Force majeure. And it was that domino thing. It's like, it wasn't even, like, we had the hitch at the beginning. Well, we'd known that since mid-August. It is October 3rd. The Wedstrijd schema. When did this article get posted? Yeah, news. It says this thing schedule AFB and Eredivisie announced August 22nd. That's 4 weeks of September, 2 weeks of August, and then that's 6 weeks. And we've known since technically before that date that we would not have a field. So we were prepared, and now, like, I'm trying not to get in my head that this is just, you know, the wagon wheel that's already broken in numerous ways, and the more it rolls down the hill, it's just breaking apart more and more until it just shatters. Doomsayer, I guess. But with the Giants, and the thing is, if the Giants can't get enough players by the time our game comes around, that puts November 21st, you know, as not an optionable game. We don't know when the Panthers game will be rescheduled to. We have a game at the end of October, and then one at the beginning of November, but the weekend that's in between, the weekend of Halloween, is the Dutch Lions. So nobody's playing a game that weekend. Probably won't even have a practice. But that's it. That's the vlog.